what to do. There is a transition pose from Bakasana to tripod headstand and from tripod headstand back into Bakasana. The reason we might topple over to the front is because of what holds you back, even in a tripod headstand, is the pressure down the arm. So that's immediately what happens as I push. I'm lifting up in the core, lifting back in the chest, and that keeps me this side. So whenever you're in a tripod headstand, and it feels like you're going to topple over to the back, then push. As soon as you start pushing on the hand, the feet drop down. But what happens is generally we go, oh, and the hands start getting lighter. So we start going with it. And so that's what I'm going to show you today. What if I start going with it? Okay, and you just can go with it then. The secret of rolling is to get the head in. As soon as you get the head in, the body rounds. Yeah. So nice poses to practice is instead of doing Janushisasana with this long elongation, practice curling it in. Bakasana is you can do the one and then curl it in. From your pelvis into the ribs, into the chest, curl it in. Okay, try and find that lift in the chest, lift in the lats. So let's say if we, like this is really great with two cushions. You can use a cushion, you can use folded up blankets, you can use your brick as I showed in the previous Sanskrit teaching of Bakasana. You can put your head on a block, and that could be the position to feel. So that you can really, what happens is when you feel this, is that you feel the shoulders, you feel the hand pressing down, whereas I think when we're going without any kind of support, it feels like you kind of trying to pull back and you're pulling back. So now the problem is you're never getting forward. So most people struggle with that. They actually never get forward. So, but if you do, then you kind of like push it too much, maybe. I don't know. I had the problem of staying back, so I don't know how it feels to always keep toppling over. So as soon as my arms were strong enough and said, okay, cool, then you do want to let go with it. But what happens now? You drop your head and you're in the tripod headstand. Okay, so initially, like, it's like a fright to the floor. So start with playing with a cushion. So you snuggle your head in, and you're in the tripod or in the Bakasana variation, and then you try and practice to come back on the feet. Then, from the Bakasana, drop down into your head. Oh, that's so much nicer with this higher support. Okay, so that's where you start, because then it's just a little further that you have to go to fall on the floor. Okay, the other thing is that when we, so to do that very easy, it's not hard, just topple, think of feet, think of head, think of feet and head. When we do Bakasana, and lots of teachers, so I'm going to say it on YouTube, say lift the head, but lift the head and then drop the lats. So if you want to lift the head, that's perfect, but keep the chest and elongate, reach. So you're keeping the pelvis stable and you're opening the chest, opening your chin. You don't drop. So in your Bakasana position, because that gives you the length of the spine to get your weight over, but you're still pushing down in the hands. Spread the fingers, press down through all the knuckles, on the tips of your fingers, lengthen the spine out, keep lifting in the tummy, keep lifting in the chest, and then elongate, get the weight to shift over. Then from there, you lengthen, but you have to drop your head down to come into position, and then you push down to come back. And let's just show you one if I can. From the Bakasana, go back to a balancing, from tripod to a balancing Bakasana. And I want to show you one last thing after that. Spread your fingers, lift the belly, elongate the spine, shifting down, and shifting back up to Bakasana. You have to find the balance and push. So finally, what I would have struggled with is even just getting the head to go down. So I'm in this position because I was dropped. So if your face is already kind of urging towards the floor, then that happens. So we want to lift the tummy, lift the chest, and get the head to roll in. So you do this in the garden, and if nobody wants to go with you, take a dog. And you go to the garden, and you practice to roll. So you put your hands, your head comes down, but you lift the tummy and lift the chest. So you can start on your knees, then you're in like a hare pose, and you roll. Okay, you keep rolling and playing. Okay, you want to feel, because that's finally what could happen is in the Bakasana that you go, oh my goodness, and you tuck your head and you just roll forward. Okay, I'll show you one now. So once you got that from your knees, try it from your feet. So you're a little higher, and you can roll. Okay, so you don't have to land on your back like a dive roll. Just on your toes, hands on the floor, lift the tummy, lift the chest, like on the back of your head, and you roll. So let's say, for example, there's just too much momentum, or you're in this half Bakasana and your hands did lift off, oops, then even though you're in a straight line, try to just get your chin to tuck and you will roll through your spine onto the floor. So that's why it's always nice to check that everything in front of you is clean. You haven't got a student, another student in front of you that's too close. So let's go. So for example, the momentum's too much on this. Oh my goodness, I'm moving. Oh, okay. Yeah. So you just drop your head. If you feel it going, go with it. Cool. Enjoy. Go play in the garden today. Namaste.